Alright, here we are again at that place. Alright, so today is Tuesday, March 10, 2026. And see where I'm at. Now, I'm looking up there at that trail. And I'm seeing some construction or something going on up there. Well, I hope that's open. Oh wait, that's way above the trail. Okay. I can see the trail. I can see the little trailhead sign up there. And then I see that stuff way above. Okay, we're good. Crazy. This is Cecil Park. Hi. Well, it's definitely a little bit warmer than yesterday. It's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's still windy like yesterday, but this is not as bad. Brought my hat and coat, but I'm not wearing it right now. I brought it in the car. I mean, I didn't have it right now with me. But that water's moving pretty rapidly. Hi. What's going on up there? I don't think I've ever really looked at a detailed map to see what's above the trail. So I'm just looking at my heart rate right now. It's perfect. I don't know what was going on yesterday, man. I had that stress in the morning, and it was like it messed me up. But now I felt really good tonight, last night, and this morning. I feel good now. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully all the trip here. No pets, no dogs in the park. All right. It's a beautiful park. Now, let's look at down there. Wow, that looks great. My leg's a little stiff today. This is the ramp that started it all. September 1st, 2023. And I was worried about doing this ramp, thinking that maybe my heart rate would go up too much or whatever. Talked to the doctor. He's like, go for it. Keep tabs on it. You'll be fine. So I did. I was fine. And the rest is history. It's a little steep right here, though. It's a little tricky. Whew. Oh man, that's kind of rough. Now, so let's just show where we're at first. Okay, so they took down whatever's on that bulletin board thing over there. That's gone. Here is Cecil Park ramp. Now, just take a shot of that while we're here. So, okay, Cecil Park's down there. My car is over there. Over in there somewhere. There's the ramp. This way, that way goes towards Ridgewood, McConnell Road. That way goes to where we're going, towards Venice. And then up there, there's a bunch of construction going on. Not construction, excavation. Look at it, they took down some trees there. So they're doing something up there, all along that hillside. All right, that's enough. And to prove that we're here, there's a selfie, first selfie of the day. There's Cecil Park down there. Cecil Park. My car is over in there somewhere. All right. Let's get moving. My heart rate is perfect right now. After doing that ramp, you know, and you can feel it. And check this thing, it's perfect. No troubles. Huh. Yesterday was another story. All right. So I'm trying to remember. Last time I was here was probably September of 2025. Yeah, I think I just got my new watch. I mean, my new phone. This here iPhone Pro Max, 17 Pro Max. I think I just got it. And I came here. See, I feel so good. I'm like going faster now. I better slow it down just in case. Because I'm checking that. Look, heart rate's perfect. Never really thought about it that much until now. And at this age, you get the various medical things going on. It's like that stress really does a toll, takes a toll on you. But today, there's no stress. I'm just looking at, oh, there's a squirrel right there. As soon as I get this camera out, it's gonna move. He's looking right at me. Right there, there we go. Hey, squirrel. There you are. Cute. He's done. Watch that. YouTube channel. That lady feeds the squirrels, names them and feeds them. It's really cool. She'll feed them by hand if they accept it. Some don't. Some just take it from a bowl or a little dish or something. I'll have to look on a Google Earth later when I get home to check out what's going on up there on that hillside. Alright, so this is that Cowden Road. You can see the water's moving pretty fast. We've had some serious rain. Now, that's where we came from. And this is where we're going. Straight ahead there, that looks really kind of spooky. See, the trail has all that debris on it, like fallen leaves that are been there since during the whole fall and winter. It adds a little, oh, that's muddy right there. That's really nice down there. Hopefully it's not too muddy or anything. Wow, it really looks good down there. You can really see everything without the leaves on the trees. Boy, beautiful down there. Looks like somebody dug a little trench down there. Posted, or some kind of posted signs. No trespassing. There's a little sign there, but there's nothing on it. Wonder what that was. Wasn't sure if I was going to come out today on the trail, but I thought about it and I said, well, tomorrow's no good. It's going to rain, storm heavily. After that, it goes down 30 degree temperature drop. Then, over the weekend, or maybe Monday and Tuesday, we're going to have some potential snow. And some of the days I saw next week, who knows if the prediction is good, but they're saying it can be down like in the 20s for highs again. It's ludicrous. So I'm like, well, might not be able to get back on the trail for a couple weeks. So you have to grab it while you can. Look back. Grab it while you can. Because you can always go doing an indoor mall walk, no matter what the temperature is. So I'll be doing that, like for the rest of the week and next week. I always like coming here any time of the year, but especially now because with all this sparse trees, It's a scary look, actually. That sounded like something that Trump would say. That's a scary look, yeah. It's just a minor excursion. You know, some of the stuff he's been saying about this Iran thing is getting a little bit ridiculous. But he's out there every day with his PR talking points. And then they had a thing this morning that said, well, because Trump said something yesterday positive, the oil prices went down today. I mean, geez. So it's all strategic. You know, he's doing that on purpose to come out and say, oh, yeah, we're winning. We're great. Prices are going to come down. We're doing everything we can. So he'll say something like, we're almost at the end, it's not going to be too much longer. Then you get one of the others like Hegseth or General saying, oh yeah, we're just starting. That dog was like frantically. That dog looked like it was hurting itself when trying to run so fast. I guess the dog gets scared when a stranger comes up. Now there's a particular place right up here. It's coming up. There's like a rock that looks really cool. And without the leaves on the trees, you can see that roadway up there. That's 980 to my left. Yeah, I'm walking pretty heavily and my heart rate's really great. What a difference from one day to the next. So here's where all those cool rocks are. And I think I'll take some shots here. This is where the trail curves. I love it when the trail curves. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so there's that. Back towards Cecil. Now, some of this looks like a bunch of debris from up there. Somebody's garbage pile. There's the road's up there in 980. But right there's some cool rocks. Right there's some nice rocks. See the way those stripes in those rocks. Looks pretty good. Now that way goes to Venice. Okay, so here is one thing I don't have on: sunglasses. I didn't even bring them today. There's no sun. There's those cool rocks. And Venice is that way. Done. I can feel the breeze, but it's like a warmer breeze. Yesterday, man, it was just really cold with that wind. It's going right into your ears. This I can handle. Tomorrow is either, let's say, and or first alert weather day and or an impact day. Take your pick. Or both. There's some cool rocks up there. Just lift that up. Lift up the body cam. There's trees. Alright, let's keep on going. Let's see how far I want to go. I might want to go all the way down to Gilmore Junction. I don't know if I want to go all the way to Galati. We'll see. I don't plan ahead too far. And someone had their dog crap in a bag and they just threw it right there. They're a bunch of idiots. I figure like, hey, I ain't taking that home with me. First day on the trail, September 1, 2023. The trail surface looked similar to this with all the like dead leaves and that, even though this is the beginning of, it wasn't even the fall yet. And the tree line was covering everything with all the leaves. It was really dark and spooky. I saw on the news the other night there was a bad accident down here. Not exactly sure where it was, but they said like near 980 and possibly at 980 Route 50 interchange, or the intersection down here. One thing that happened to me once, I think it was 2024. This was in the late morning. I was coming down to Cecil Park, and a deer jumped down off the hillside. That Route 50 is real kind of tight, you know, and coming around some curves, you can't see anything. All of a sudden, a deer comes down off the hillside, right in front of my car. That's pretty scary. And I was at this trailhead once. It was like somewhere around September 3 or 5 of 2023. I don't like that trailhead right there. Going slightly uphill here. There's your mile marker 22. Interesting location for that sign. Right in the middle of that post, instead of being like sticking up high or anything. No horses beyond this point. There was that one time 2 years ago. There was a cop sitting down in this little parking lot. Let's go up here and see it. Oh, right there. Right down in this parking lot over here. There's some loud dogs. Alright, so let's take some shots of this. So over there is, that's Route 980 heading towards McDonald right there. And there's that underpass little tunnel, but down above it is that train track that goes all the way down to like above Cecil. And that train track goes down to where we're going. Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Wherever Corner Cafe. So right here under me is Route 50. Goes that way. And then 980 goes up across the other way. Gotta get me some water. You can see everything clearly here without the leaves. There's that underpass again. Let's take a look at that again. Right there. The train track up above. 980 goes through that tube. The 980 tube. Yard limit. And then we're back at the Venice Bridge. Like I say, every time I come here, wouldn't it be great to see a train? One day I was saying that, and it actually happened. Got it on film. I mean, got it digitally captured. So we've just gone about a mile. Still feeling pretty good, so I'm going to keep going. So you're wearing this body cam thing around the neck. What I found is it starts to tilt to one side as I'm walking, and you're not really sure what it's doing because you can't see. You don't have like a mirror to look at it in front of you, you know. Yes, I had there's one of these trusty napkins to blow the nose. So here we go. Villa Pizza. All right. I go to the different malls to walk when the weather's not good, like all winter, and even like in the fall and the spring sometimes. But anyway, My conclusion is I go to Robinson, South Hills Village, and Ross Park. I got 3 different, I mean, sometimes other ones, but 3 main malls there. Robinson really sucks. Their food courts is crap. Stores leave and nothing fills their place. That mall's on its way out. And for a large part of the year last year, and even the year before that, but last year especially, they just shut off all the escalators. In the wintertime here, they didn't do much maintenance out in the snow removal area. Snow removal topic. One day I actually fell out there walking to my car. They didn't put any salt down on the sidewalk. They suck, man. Contrast that with South Hills Village. They're booming, they're great, they're beautiful. One big beautiful mall, huh? And Ross Park is, the highfalutin, one big beautiful situation. Robinson is not. In the last couple times I was out in Monroeville, I didn't even go in the mall out there. That mall stinks. And the one real sad one is the, what's the name of that again? Pittsburgh Mills Mall up there in Tarentum off of Route 28. I used to go there quite a bit because I lived out that way. That place really stinks. Beautiful mall inside, beautiful. But there's nobody there, there's no stores. But I heard something down there. This is how I like these trails, where there's nobody except for me. Nobody in either direction. So you can feel that wind, and it's hitting my head just like yesterday. But it's not cold or hurting anything. Yesterday it was hurting. That's how cold it was. The feels like temperature, as they all say nowadays. When I was growing up, they'd always say wind chill. In fact, that was like a new thing they started saying back then. The wind chill temperature, the wind chill effect. Now they go, the feels like. They gotta dumb it down for the consumer. The feels like temperature. I'm actually walking pretty fast. The heart rate's still perfect. Great. And we're coming up on Gilmore Junction. Something's moving around in there. There's a little pathway. See the brush is pushed down there? Straight ahead of me. That's like that place yesterday I was. they knocked that all down or pushed it down, and it's all dead. And in the summertime, it looked really terrible. It was like brown and ugly, while the rest of everything was green. And then I saw yesterday that that sign is gone, that bat sign. So it's retarded, man. The bats, there are bats in the area. Now that the sign's gone, maybe that means there's no bats anymore, huh? Yeah. Here comes Gilmore Junction. Some little critters crawling around in the leaves. There's some kind of a place up on the hill there. Let me get this out. Alright, it's up ahead. Here's Gilmore Junction. I'm thinking up here, what is this? I've never really gone up there. Don't really know what's going on up there. That way goes back to Venice. There's that. Well, let's focus it here. Where is it? Oh, right there. There's that little shack. Alright. Let's hold this up for a while. Okay, I'm going to shut it down right now because I'll get back on it when I get up to this sign. That sign, I want to comment on this sign up here. This new sign they put last year. Alright, so firstly, here's the water. Westland branch. The end of the Westland branch. Or no, the beginning of the Westland branch. Right, yeah, W0, it's the beginning of the Westland branch. Okay, so now, let's get this going again. There we go. Alright, so this is the beginning of the Westland branch. Westland branch is 4.1 miles long, W0. Alright, water. Nice little symbol somebody put there. 0-00. Huh. Interesting. Now, this is what I want to talk about. This sign is not good. It's a brand new sign they put last fall or late last summer, whenever. Because one time I was here, it was the old way, it wasn't this one. And then next time I came, it was this one. And I was like, what the heck are they saying? So these numbers, 1.1, 3.4 is okay, and 9 is okay. So if you compare these numbers to an actual map of the trail, everything lines up. I mean, the distance between here and here, here and here now. Okay, but this one, this 4.9 is not good. It says trailhead, Hendersonville trailhead, and I could not get that to match up. Everything I saw, the Kernick, which is the Cecil Henderson, the Hendersonville Park, and there's another one in there. The the actual down there at what's the name of that place again? Tandem Bike Shop. None of those match up to this. Okay, this 4.9. It's ridiculous. This isn't right. 4.9 is wrong. Now this one up here, I said last time I saw this, I said this is kind of a wasted thing because they put the 4.2 and 4.6 things together close. There's no necessity for that. So anyway, I don't like this. Wow. I've spoken. Because I'm sitting here going like, oh, wait a second, that's 4.9. But when I went home, I was checking it. Let's see, where are we on mileage? 1.3. I think I might go all the way down to Galati Road. And I don't feel like doing that. Forget that. Let's just go back. Or, yeah, I don't want to go down to Galati Road. I did that last time I was out here. Let's go down this way. Let's go down the Westland branch down to Route 50. It's really not that far away. So there's cars driving across there. The Westland branch is interesting because if you want to do the whole thing, goes a car. Lady wasn't even looking at me. If you look at this Westland branch, 4.1 miles long. So there's like, I'll probably never go like the entire distance. If I start at the end, which is down there in Westland, I can come up maximum of a couple of miles, then I have to walk back. And if I start up here, it's the same thing, but even less because, well, if I park at Galati Road, then it's a little bit better because Galati Road's not too far from here, and then I can do a couple of miles of this. I don't think I could ever meet up to the center, so it's like I haven't consequently touched that part of the trail. There's a similar one if I go back that way, and you go back to the main branch, and you go to head towards Primrose. That's one where there's no trailheads in between there and that trestle thing on there, Fort Cherry. So it's another long stretch where you either have to you'd be on a bike, or you'd walk one way and then you'd have to like get a ride back to your car or something. There's no way I'm gonna be walking that distance at my age. You can do it one way, that's fine, but you gotta come back. Alright, so this is the Route 50 coming up. This is interesting here. I think I don't really want to go much further. Give me some water. I mean, I could go down. There's that dumping ground over there. First time I started coming here, there was that big tank, a green tank right up there where that white trailer is. They took that out. All right, let's head back because we're at 1.43, so it's going to be a typical walk. Usually it's like 1.5 miles in one direction, and that's 3 total. It's going to be similar. Just wish it was more sunny. I'd love to see a train. So that one last year came from the Cecil area down along Route 50 and then came down. There's like an overpass up there past Gilmore Junction. And about a mile down the main trail, it connects with this track here. And they went down there and it came back, and it came down this way. All the way down this way. Down to Westland. I'd love to see a train. Now, speaking of cheaters, who's speaking of that? I was thinking of it. There's this lady one time I saw. She parked her car right up here, right next to that silver box. It's not a trailhead. It's not really a parking spot. But she did it anyway. So she could be a cheater and not go down to Gilmore. Not go down to Galati Road and park, or back there in Cecil, Venice. She parked right up here. Let's make sure there's no cars coming. Yeah, her car was parked right here in this little area. Not good. Now it's cool. There's these little old-time fences that I talk about. And there's only 2 rows on them, on each one. They're pretty nice. Yeah, that lady's car was parked right in here. Let's talk about this one more time real quick. Beat it to death. So, if you line up these numbers, take this starting here, line up the 1.1 with the actual Cecil Park ramp mileage, the trailhead, and you look up here, it's a Montour Trail. Let me get this camera again. Montour Trail. So up here, it says Montour Trail mile 21.6. So you take that actual mileage at Cecil Park ramp. National Tunnel doesn't actually have that on the trailheads, the trail map, but you can figure it out. It's in between McConnell Road and that Kernick. So that's about right. That's right. That's right. If starting at 21, whatever, 23, whatever it is. This one is wrong. That one's right, but that one isn't right. And you can't really match this up to anything exactly. You look at Hendersonville Park, you look at Cecil Henderson Road, which is Kernick, or you look at the, what's that one called? The Georgetown or whatever. Hendersonville, Georgetown, down there at the Tandem Bike Shop. You can't match it up to any of those. It's close. But it's all around in between there. It's an average, I guess. That's a wasted thing. That's what I'm saying. They wasted their time putting that up, because if you're going to do it right. Take the time to replace signs with more detail. It's like, oh, that's great. But if it's not accurate, and once I saw that, I started looking at the other numbers. They seem to match up, the going in the other direction. What I would like to see, I've said it again, I said it before, I'll say it again, is like a gigantic one of those somewhere that has every trailhead listed. Okay, it would be pretty long. They'd never have that. It's too big. but somewhere. Now what you could do instead is just pull out the website, which is what I'm going to do right now. And let's see if we can get that real quick. There's all this crap on here. Damn, there's all kind of bullshit on here. Alright, so let's see if we can find that. I might not actually have it on this phone, like saved as a favorite. I have it on my iPad at home. You can always just look it up though. Oh man, gosh dang it. Now let's see if we can grab one of these. I'm not going to be able to see it with this. Too damn small. You know what, forget that. This is ridiculous doing this right now. Who am I trying to prove it to? I already know what's going on with this. Alright, whatever. What I'm wondering about, what's going to happen with this national tunnel, because like I said yesterday, I was on the trail on October 18th, and it was beautiful, and I went to the tunnel and through the tunnel, and it was great again, like it always is. But shortly thereafter, in early November maybe, or mid-November, there was a notice that they had some engineers inspect that, and they decided to close it because it's unsafe. as we knew it would be, and they were going to construct some kind of barriers above, like some kind of scaffolding or whatever, to make it so that it's safe for you to walk, and it'll have a short, narrow way to walk through it or ride your bike through it. Maybe you have to walk your bike or whatever. And I think it's only at one of the entrances. That's a short-term fix. Then the long-term thing is to refurbish that whole thing. Or, maybe just one little section of it in the beginning, the entrance section. I can't imagine how long that's going to take. Because if you look at the Greer Tunnel, they only did like 2/3 of that. And that took quite a while. So like 1/3 of it is still the concrete liner, and then 2/3 of it is the metal shell, which they did a really great job. Now if they were doing that in the National Tunnel, I wonder how much they would do. That whole tunnel is leaking for years, decades. Oh wait, there's a cool bird right there, a red bird. I gotta get this before it moves. That is so cute right there. There it's right there. Right in the middle. There he is. Look, he's looking around. Sticks out like a sore thumb. There's no leaves. Hey, red bird. That's like your car. You say, hey, Google. Hey, Lexus. Wait a minute. Get that again. See, once you get away from it, you lose focus on it. There it is. He's studying the area. Hi, red bird. That's what I do with my car all the time. I guess it uses Google, but to look things up and go like, "Hi, Lexus," and then it's waiting for you to give it a command. So you can give it a command for something on the system there, on the app in there, or you can just say, navigation stuff. You can tell for direction, ask for direction, or you can say, "Tell me a joke," and it tells you a joke, but they're usually really lame. See, if you say, hi, Lexus, and then you say, tell me a joke, it tells you the same joke. There's only like, maybe I've heard something like 7 or 8 jokes that it picks from. Like there's a one dumb one that says, it just says stupid jokes. Like, I created a pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless. And it's kind of funny, but it's dumb too, because who's creating those pencils? I'm trying to think of some of those. Something like, I don't know, there's one about I enjoy the Earth's rotation. It really makes my day, or something. Something simple. What's another one? What do you call an okay factory? Call it satisfactory. Or something stupid. Happy trails to that guy. I wonder if you could do that on your phone to Google. Would it do it? Because it's using the same thing, I think. Let's see. Let's do Google if we can find it. Like here. I forget this bullshit. Why am I doing that? That's stupid. Forget it. And it's asking you to change all your settings to get that to work. And I don't want to do that because I don't do that normally. I never use that voice stuff. I almost never use voice commands like Siri and all that. The only time I'm actually using that voice stuff is when I'm driving. Because, you can't like be touching things and looking things up. So you use the voice commands for everything. Or on the Comcast remote, they bury some things deep down in the menu. It's really hard to find or hard to remember. So you can just use a voice command real quick and get to it. But I don't really like that voice stuff. The voice command situation or system on this Lexus is pretty good. Now on that Blazer I had, when you're trying to do some navigation things and you tell it like precisely, you pronounce it perfectly, it comes back with some completely wrong name for something you're looking for. Well, that's a loud truck. Man, that's ridiculous. And that guy's neighbors love him, huh? Like for example, like I remember doing this one time just to check it, just to see what it would do. Say like giant eagle, such and such, whatever, and it would come back with some other Gregorian something. And like, no, that's not what I asked for. Then you try to pronounce it real slow and precise. Giant eagle, blah, blah, blah. Basically, that was useless because I had a real hard time trying to tell it what I wanted. Now this here, this Lexus is great. only thing that's the downside of all this is it's all cloud-based. I mean, it's a good thing, but it's downside because you're going to have to pay after a certain number of years. The subscription expires and you have to get it renewed. So not only did you buy your car, but then you got to start buying all this subscription services. Let's take a break right here. Alright, so there's Route 50. One thing I said yesterday, I meant that. Make sure you put a pin on your Giant Eagle rewards card for like the My Perks redemptions. I learned my lesson because like all these years I've had that, I never put that pin on there. I never thought about like, I don't care about that. But it's necessary. It's scary how easily something can be corrupted with our data age. Everything's online. I've hardly seen anybody on the trail today. It's great. Mile marker 22. So there's mile marker 22 sign there. And then directly across from it, but not exactly directly, a lot of trucks with these loud mufflers. Alright, so we've just crossed the 2 miles, I think. Like I said, I parked at this trailhead one time. I don't like it. Holy crap. Imagine driving around with a loud thing like that where I live. Out in the sticks, nobody cares. Yeah, it's a 2 miles, so I'm doing really good on that. Heart rate's perfect. That's another thing. I came out today because I'm thinking, well, you know, because of the weather, it's not going to go downhill for a couple weeks. I won't be able to get on the trail. But also, I wanted to prove to myself that everything's still okay. That I can still do this without any bad effects, ill effects. And I'm fine. Every once in a while that'll happen to me, and it's stress related. It's like something got me stressed out, whatever the problem might be at home or whatever it is, you know, and then it takes a toll on you. And that's the hardest thing to get rid of. Boy, that looks kind of nasty down there, that water. You wouldn't want to go in that. I wouldn't. It's a little humid here. I'm actually getting sweaty. Yesterday, I didn't have it. Wasn't sweating at all with that wind and cold. Comes somebody. Hi. It's weird, like today it's very rare to see anybody. Going back to yesterday, there were all those people down there at the tunnel. Not that bad, but I mean, it just so happened that right when I was at the tunnel there were so many people there. And then Friday when I was out on the trail, it was pretty crowded. Everything that Trump has been saying about this, you got to take with a grain of salt, like when he makes statements. But he's doing that on purpose, keeping everybody in, questioning it. Spinning everybody up. Well, he said this, but why is he saying that? These press people go nuts. But because he says something, the markets listen. And the oil price of the oil per barrel went down overnight because he said something yesterday. I mean, it's stupid when you think about it. And he knows what he's doing with that. He can say anything. He can make the oil prices go up. Today, if he just starts saying something like, this is going to last for 6 months or something, oh, geez. He was like, we've been saying for a long time, we've got all the oil we need. The fun thing they were saying recently here, or the thing that makes me crack up, was when they say, well, it's not a supply problem. The gas prices are going up. The oil prices are going up. It's not a supply problem. We got plenty of stuff, plenty of production everywhere. But it's a transportation issue because they can't get through that Strait of Hormuz. It's like, well, to the consumer over here, when the price goes up, and then, well, to me, or to the consumer, it is a supply issue. If you can't get the stuff through the waterways, then regardless if it's you produce the product but you can't get it through, it's still a supply issue in my mind. But they're wording it that way on purpose. Everything is a spin, and he's good with that. He's the spin meister. And yeah, that's another thing he's been saying. When that first happened in Venezuela, they talked about all this oil we got now. All of a sudden, we took it, we swiped it. It's our oil. He's like, it's our oil. I mean, anyway, going through all that, there's all these billions of barrels of oil, but it's the kind that you can't refine with our methods in most of our places, I guess. And they're saying in order to get that up and running, it'll take years, like maybe a year and a half, 18 months or something. But yesterday he's out there saying, oh yeah, we got plenty of oil. We don't need, we got all this oil from Venezuela. They're making us rich, they're making themselves rich. We're not worried about that. We got plenty. But meanwhile, that won't be produced for use for a year, at least a year. But just by saying what he said, it affected the price on the market. I was watching the thing this morning. Pete Hegseth was giving a press conference, and also General Raising Cane, and some lady, some radical person in the room, some radical reporter, kept yelling out all this nasty stuff. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, there's supposed to be a press briefing this afternoon. It's probably already on. I'm not going to watch that. Yeah, I watch it right now on my phone when I'm walking. Forget that. I'll watch it when I get home. Now I'm starting to get tired. Take a little break. Heart rate's fine. Yesterday, I was sitting there like this, checking out every minute. And that also contributes to the increase or the stress, because you're constantly checking it and you're worrying about it. You're checking it again and again. That's what all the doctors used to say to my dad when you're checking your pressure at home. They said it to me too, but it's like you check it and it's higher than you thought, and you check it again and you keep checking it and you're like worried, and then the more you worry, the higher the pressure goes. I forgot the term they used for that. It's like psyching yourself out. Now, yesterday Trump was saying that kind of a siren over there. He was saying about steps that we could take, but we're not doing it right now over there in Iran. And basically blowing up all the electricity grid and power stations and all that kind of stuff that would decimate, the entire country. And it would take years to rebuild that. He said, we're intentionally not doing anything like that. We don't want to hurt them. We don't want to do that. But we will if they keep up. So, render the place useless. What about all the people that live there? We've been talking about Iran for most of my adult life. I was in college when they took the hostages under Jimmy Carter. An embarrassment there. Carter's rescue plan failed miserably. Then the day that Ronald Reagan was the inauguration, he was inaugurated, they released the hostages. Mile marker 22 and a half. Let's see if we can find something on the Google Earth real quick. Do I even have that installed on my phone? I thought I did. I hardly ever use it on my phone. I use it at home on my iPad. I don't know. Forget it. That's the thing, you know, you do something, you're used to doing something a certain way. I use like a lot of that stuff at home on my iPad or computer. I don't necessarily have everything at my fingertips on the phone, which is something you nearly need to have when you're out and about. You want to quickly check something, you're like, oh geez, I don't have that ready. I don't remember how to get into that system or whatever. I'm looking down there at that parking lot. I'm looking for my car. Okay, I see it. I was like, oh, I'm a little worried. I didn't see my car. Yeah, I see it now. So let's see if we stop right here. Or let's see, right down here. We stop right here. There we go. There's that parking lot. And there's my vehicle. Right on the end. Venice direction. Bishop direction. Or Muse. When I had seen that new sign back there where they have like 4 things listed in each direction at Gilmore Junction, I started thinking, well, they're going to start replacing all these signs with better signs or more enhanced signs. So there's probably going to be more things wrong if they're that careless on that one. If you're going to do something, do it right or don't bother. This water bottle back in my pocket. Get these damn pants on. It's so hard to fit that in my pocket. There we go. Now look at all this water down in this. Right in here. There was that one time I went to, the first time I went to the Haslam Road trailhead, and down in the gutter like this off the trail there was a swampy thing there, but it stunk so bad. And then there was one of those porta potties right there. I swear that whole thing was dumped, and that's what that was. It wasn't water or mud, it was crap. It stunk so bad I couldn't take it, and every time I think about it, it sticks in my mind. I smell it. Memory smell. Alright, so there's the sign. Just like all the other signs, they only have 2 things in each direction. Now, here's where the tractor's up there, and let's look at this for a second. So we got some of these posts here with these orange flags. And it looks like, okay, they took down some of these trees. Interesting. See what's going on here. Oh well. Where are we at on mileage? Yeah? We're close. I mean, it should be close to 3 total when I get back here, but it's not that much further I have to walk, so. There's some folks walking with those sticks. Guess if you don't have good balance, that's a good thing. You look like you're doing cross-country skiing, but they're just like canes. I might end up like that one day. That's a thing, I hate thinking about stuff like that at my age. Anything happens, every little thing that happens, you start worrying about stuff. Then you get more stressed, and then it makes you worry more. The exponential effect. The skyrocketing exponential effect. We used to say that a lot at work. The skyrocketing. The pressure is skyrocketing. Spikes. Temperature spikes. This is kind of tricky going downhill like this because I just moved my muscle a certain way and now it's hurting. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Taking a walk.
Yeah. That dude was strange. You're taking a walk. No, actually, I'm just, I'm pretending that I'm standing still and the trail is moving. Never mind that. I can say the people are friendly out here. That's all I can say. People are nice and friendly. That's good. It's a good thing. Some of these places you go, the people are not friendly, uppity. There's water coming down there. Let's just get a little picture of this real quick. Right there, the water's coming out. There. Cool. I can imagine I saw that on this weather app. Hi. That one day, maybe next week, it's going to be like 30 degrees. Or not even. Oh, there's a train up there. Oh, doggone it. The train is straight ahead. And that would be. That's where I came from. See that train straight ahead there? I was right there just now. Damn. See, you never know what the schedule is for these. That's going to go right down. When you go from Gilmore Junction down to Galati Road, it goes across up above a little overpass. That train goes there. Then potentially it'll connect with that other one that goes down to Westland. Well, I was close. Let's go take a look at this. Little bridge over here. It's a cool little bridge. Standing on this metal bridge, and all of a sudden the lightning comes down, zaps you. There's water right here. Damn, I wish I would have seen that train up close. This looks like this is cleared out. There were those times when I'd see more vehicles parked over here. In fact, there was like a cop car always parked straight ahead behind that building. This is all cleared out. Freshly packed mud right there. Scraped off that concrete. I wonder what this is going to be down here. Anyway, whatever. Alright, this is about 2.9 miles. That's close enough. Close enough to 3. There's the vehicle. It looks pretty clean. I mean, it's not clean, but it looks clean. So you can still see, like down here, you can still see like streaks. Alright, so now we're going to sign off at Cecil Park, Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. Bye-bye.